Hi, my witches and norms. Welcome to a WitchDarkTales podcast. I am your host, Moon Witch, and here's Miguel.
Hey,
And within this podcast, we're going to be talking about the
element
element
of
of
fire.
fire. Now, within this video, which is going to be conspiracy of and also theories such as John Lang. If you don't know, he's from Fresno. He died in a fire, but there's more to the story. And also Charmander, there's a theory that he became Cubone because of his mother's
His mother's
death.
death, pretty
And
much.
then we also found out that in Fresno, 100 miles away from Fresno, that there is a devil that lives in the Pine Mountain,
Lone Pine Mountain.
Lone Pine Mountain, and other stories and theories as well. But with that being said, don't forget to like this podcast. Let's get straight into the podcast.
Okay.
Damn, I said that like twice, huh? Now, do you know who John Lang is?
No, I don't.
Okay, so John Lang, he was from Fresno, right? Guy who worked at this tire shop called Payless Brakes and Tires, which is on Blackstone and something. Well, he warned on Facebook and everywhere else saying that they were out to get him, like conspiracy wise. If you guys are from Fresno, listen to this. I'm gonna tell him, but so John Lang, he died in 2016 on January 20th, I believe, or 30th. I can't recall, but I'll put the date here. Now, he was divorced. He had like a normal life with a wife and daughter. They finally got divorced, right? So he started posting that supposedly, allegedly, I'm going to say this allegedly was that the Fresno police was going to neighborhoods of the ghetto and they were tracking down people with like low income or ghetto license plates, and they would try to, and we will pull them over. So he wrote it into like the news article and so and so. Well, the police started catching on that it was John, so he started putting stuff on Facebook. He has his own YouTube channel, which I will leave everything we talk about in the description box below. So he started getting people coming to his house, like undercover cops, or the police would try to harass him and stay like across the street from his house, and they're just chilling there like a scare tactic. Now, he even posted on a post that's saying if he died today or tomorrow, his neighbor and the Fresno PD department did it. And this is what he said. He wrote this on Facebook. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. If anything happens to me in the next day or two, it will be the result of the Fresno PD. My neighbor and employee at my job, Payless Brakes Tires on Blackstone. He wrote that on Facebook 3 days before he passed away. John Lang passed away from a fire that was burning down his house. But here's the weird part. They found stab wounds behind his back. And when the firefighter tried to go in to the house, everything was boarded up. So, conspiracy was that the Fresno PD did it.
So it pretty much went after him. Or
Yeah.
I think, yeah, actually, just hearing about that, I sort of heard about it.
Okay. And this was in Tower District, you guys. I'm sorry that I kind of mumbled, but when I tell you, I really wanted to talk about it, but information overload, so I couldn't really get the word out. But that's what really happened.
Yeah.
Now, they had surveillance of people coming to his house. There was even a car that stopped in the middle of the road, opened the door, and had this big old FBI camera zone in. It was said the reason why they used that was because it's a thermal where they can see the body heat through the house. And they tracked everything about him. And then they found all these postings. And yeah. And
That's
get this,
crazy.
allegedly, the reason why it was said that he even reported all this to the like Fresno, the FBI and stuff, and they just called him crazy. Again, tinfoil. Also, allegedly, the reason why they did it too was because Jerry Dyer was having an affair with a 16-year-old who is the mayor of our Fresno now, right? What I was reading, that he had an affair with a 16-year-old, and that's why they came after him. Allegedly.
Actually.
I don't know if it's true. I'm just saying.
Girl.
Crazy, no?
Crazy Fresno.
I know. What do you think about that? Do you think it was true or you think it was kind of crazy?
No, I believe it's true. There's stuff like I guess like government, the city doesn't want the people to know. So if anyone talks about it or like throw hints about it, they're gonna come after them.
I bet. Now, what do you guys think about this? Do you think this is really real, or do you think it was just conspiracy, or was it really just a cover up to hide the fact that there was something bigger that we don't understand?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you know anything that has else to do with fire? Because the reason why also we talked about fire, because last week we brought up about water, which was of the Militant Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And this week we want to talk about fire. Now, if you guys have anything to talk about next week about earth, which is the element, let us know. And then the week after that, we want to talk about the element of air. Anything like airplanes, you know, like... Oh my God, we can talk about Amelia Earhart
Amelia.
2 weeks from now. You know who that is, huh?
Yeah.
So stay tuned. But let's get back into the video. Doot, doot, doot. Did you notice the Pokemon over there?
Oh, Squirtle?
Squared out. Squared out. Oh, let's talk about Charmander.
Charmander, the sad story of Charmander.
Do you know anything about the Charmander? The theory? Because you were talking about it earlier.
Well, supposedly, I think it relates more to the story of Cubone.
Okay, Cubone.
Who Cubone is.
He's so cute. Cubone.
Mm-hmm. Cubone used to be a Charmander, right?
Something like Charizard? Charizard?
Charmander, pretty much. But pretty much, I guess the story of that is that Charizard was the mom of Charmander, and she passed away. So Charmander never left her side. And you know how Charmander has a fire at the end of his tail? Well, for waiting with her for too long, that fire went away. And then the mom, after the body decomposes, it turns into skulls. So the mom turned into a skull, and I guess for Charmander to honor that memory, he took the mom's skull and wore it over his head. And that's how he became Cubone.
Oh my God, that's so traumatizing. Basically a dark story of Cubone.
Cubone.
I keep saying Charmander.
I know, because it's Charmander.
Crazy part is too, I was reading about it because remember prior to the podcast, I guess from what it was that they lived happy in this village, right? And then Team Rocket, Jill and Bane, what's their name? Jack and Jill?
No, it's Jesse and Jane.
Jesse and Jane. So they went to the place to go catch Pokemons, and then I guess Cubone mom was like, you ain't gonna take my kid or take me, whatever. So she sacrificed herself, and then Cubone was like, oh my God, my mom passed away. Oh my God, that's so dark.
And I think Cubone has one of the saddest stories in the whole series.
Yeah, he's basically like Batman in Pokemon.
Pretty much.
Poor thing. And he's so cute too. He's like, Cubone. He's so cute too. And the fact that we never knew the story behind that, it makes every childhood story kind of creepy, right? Very creepy. Yeah. Because you would think all these cartoons are for kids for us when we were growing up. But come to think about it, it's dark story to it. And you're just like, what?
Yeah, you can look at that what's it called? Creepypastas?
Creepypasta, yeah.
I tell stories like that. Very dark.
I'm scared. So what? Do you guys know any other scary or dark truth about our childhood? Because this is a messed up thing. Not us growing up just thinking, oh, he's so cute, but in reality, he was the way he is because his mom passed away.
True that.
That's some BS. Poor thing. Whoever came up with the cartoon, I'm sorry. Y'all could have just kept it happy for us instead of this theory that we had to find out as a grown adult now. I'm so mad. What you drinking?
Fire lizard.
What's it called?
Fire lizard. Honor of the podcast.
Of course.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Yours is called what?
Fire lizard.
Fire lizard. I got the jungle love. My drink's over there. It's too far. Oh, you got it for this occasion, huh?
For this occasion.
He knew he was going to talk about Charmander or Cubone, and he brought up the fire lizard. Well, speaking of fire lizard, what about the story that we were doing research on for this podcast, and we heard that there was the devil that lived in the Lone Pine Mountain?
It was.
He was like the Jersey Devil cousin or something. It's crazy how there's a lot of things that happen in Fresno and nobody really talks about it. There's a thing that I call the Mountain Devil, and it lives in the Lone Pine Lake, which is 100 miles away from Fresno. Now, for you to get there, you have to go on Bakersfield and then make a south U-turn just to come back all the way up to the mountain, which is crazy to me because you have to take a 4-hour drive, but it's technically not that far. But there's no way for you to get to the mountain. Well, there was a priest that went up there and he saw himself that it was a demon-like creature with devil horns, talons like venomous fangs, and he had silver wings. And that's how it was described. And the town that lived there, or the people that lived there, said that this demonic or devil of the mountain, he would only catch his victims and he would take their head off and eat the cheek, and he would eat the part area of the cartilage of the bone, but he wouldn't eat the whole thing, and he will leave it there for the scavengers to eat. But when I was reading about it, I'm like, scavengers? So if this is a mountain devil, what other scavenger are they talking about? Is there some more little demons out there?
No, I doubt it.
Do you think it's true?
I'm pretty sure it could be true.
I'm scared. Like, I've never even heard about Lone Pine Mountain.
Yeah,
And when I was doing research for our podcast, I was like, oh no, I gotta talk about this.
But yeah, that's crazy.
Should we go there?
We should go check it out.
We should go there. We should go there.
So I read this article that was from the 80s, I guess. 1980s.
Oh, uh-huh.
So I guess supposedly there was sightings of like well, they say it was a dragon, alright?
Mm-hmm.
But technically they describe it more like a pterodactyl.
Uh-huh.
You know, was that right?
Uh-huh.
The wings, all skinny, big wings.
A saber-toothed tiger. Pterodactyl. Dun, 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 dun. Uh-huh.
But supposedly there was sightings going on back in the days about that over there by Selma, I guess. A lake or a little pond by Selma. Hey, maybe it's that monster right there from the mountain, huh?
The Devil Pine Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's connected?
Or maybe, who knows?
You guys be the judge. Google?
Google it up.
That's scary. And it's crazy because we live in Fresno or Clovis, but it's like so much demonic things that happen or that we don't know about. Like the Nightcrawler. We already talked about it in the podcast. Go ahead and check out the link. But it's like Fresno is very small, but it's a big town. But it's very creepy things that happen, and none of us really know about it.
It's creepy, but at the same time, it's like very interesting. Like you know, you wouldn't think like anything crazy happens here, but you know, these stories just pop up, and it's like, damn, really?
like if you guys, since you guys are watching this now, you guys gonna be like, damn, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
What else is hiding?
I don't know. The Loch Ness Monster, maybe?
Oh, didn't you finish your drink already?
Yep.
Damn. I guess that fire lizard was good, huh?
It was very good. It was hot, girl.
Well, yeah, you were gone for like, what, an hour?
Yeah, almost an hour. That's a line.
Mm.
How it is at Dutch Bros.
I was like, Miguel, you took forever.
I mean, waiting in this horrible heat.
How hot is it, though? Do you know?
Like 108?
I have the AC on. Can you guys hear it? Let me know in the comment. It's like 108, you said?
That's the beginning of summer.
Yeah, summer solstice. Oh, speaking of summer solstice, let me put my drink away. Not sponsored again, by the way. let me tell you guys something. So let me show you this video. Okay, look at this video. You know how summer solstice is a witch's Sabbath, right? It's when we celebrate the beginning of the summer for the longest days.
Uh-huh.
A group of organization called Just Stop Oil, they targeted the Stonehenge. Now, the Stonehenge is very known for being this monument that's so huge that has been here for thousands of years, right? Dating back to like before Christ, 25,000 BC. So let me show you this video.
Oh, we do that.
They vandalized the whole thing just to start a movement for I think it was the UK, because the government of stopping like oil fossils and stuff like that from being used, and they decided to vandalize it. Now, for me, that is so disrespectful. And it's crazy because I get it. They're trying to, stand up for what they believe in, but to vandalize and hurt a specific monument that's been there for thousands of years, like, it's just not right.
Technically, it's art.
Yeah, it's
And
yeah, it's technically
you don't wanna destroy that art by adding something else in
right,
it.
and it's been there for thousands of years now. Summer solstice is when the Earth axis turns and the sun hits it in a specific point in time. Summer solstice is not about the day, but it's about that moment. Well, thousands of people go there to celebrate this. They see the sun rise and the sun set on top and within the Stonehenge, like the little spaces. And this is like a tradition. They also even
Wow.
did like they threw orange paint on Charles, Princess Diana's ex-husband or something.
Okay.
And you're trying to prove something. I understand that. Do what's right and do what's best, but for you to hurt things or objects or monuments in just to do so is very disrespectful. Very
Very.
disrespectful. Don't come at me, but I'm just stating what's obvious. Like, why would y'all do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's just not right. I really want to speak my mind, but I can't. So we're just gonna smile.
Smile and wave, girl. Smile and wave. You know, like Madagascar? Smile and wave.
Smile and wait. Smile and wait. We're gonna get a little into not the Bible, but more into a little bit deep. Let's just say that. So I saw this video and it says there's an asteroid called Apophis. He will be here in 5 years. He's gonna destroy the world. Now, the reason why I brought it up was because remember how God destroyed the world with water, and then we had like Noah's Ark take the animals onto the ship. Well, some people were suggesting that this time God's gonna set the world on fire.
On fire.
And then I saw this video of the asteroid that's gonna hit us in 5 years. Look at this.
Yo, they're trying to tell you what I was telling you, bro.
Movies, but an asteroid hurtling towards the Earth is something real-life scientists are preparing for at NASA. They're refining the plan because in a few short years, a space rock could come quite close.
And of course, some people call it Armageddon, right? Isn't Armageddon when like asteroids and everything just hit the Earth?
It's like when everything is pretty much destroyed.
Yeah, destroyed. So obviously, again, just me thinking about it, I'm like, but they say this happens like every 5 years. Like, didn't it a couple of years ago it said that an asteroid was barely hitting Earth's axis and like somehow the Earth's rotation is gonna pull it towards us? Nothing happened, right? So maybe this won't happen, right, you guys?
Probably not.
Probably not, but still, I get it that they're spreading information to warn us, but again, it just seems like propaganda to spread fear. Whether it was going to happen or not, nobody knows when the end of time is coming. And the fact that you are so fascinated to find out when the world's going to end kind of scares me because you really want the world to end, huh? You know? Like, just live your life to the fullest. Be the best version of yourself you can be without hurting people in the long run. I'm just going to state that out there. But don't try to find out when the world's going to end. There's no need for that. You have family and friends to worry about. Enjoy your life and go on day by day.
Yep.
So what do you think about the asteroid? Apophis,
Apophis.
the god of chaos. They named it after the god of chaos. Well, I know this has nothing to do with the video, but do you believe in the landing of the moon?
The first landing on the moon?
Yeah.
Mm.
¿Cómo se llama? Neil Armstrong?
Neil Armstrong, yeah.
That supposedly the asteroid landed onto the moon and they were just,
One foot man on the moon.
or what is it? One man land on the moon. The saying, I don't know what it said. But
Well, that's serious. Like it possibly happened, possibly not.
even if it did happen, which we all were excited for, but there was videos coming out saying that it was all staged. Now, technology back then was different compared to what we have now, but it's been said that these technologies go way before us. That it's been here, like internet's been here since thousands of years or hundreds of years before we even knew about it. Technology really advanced throughout time.
Yeah, didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't know that? Do you guys know that? Back in the days, it was said that the USA president traded humans for technology. And if you watch American Horror Story, I forgot what season it was, but it was showing like how representation or an example of what was happening. Again, allegedly, I don't know if it's true, but watching it just makes sense because where the heck did we get these technology
Oh, I
from?
know which one you're talking about.
Do you know?
I was-
Allegedly.
I think not the last season, but the season before that.
Yes, it was like black and white, and the president was meeting with the aliens. The aliens came down and said, we give you this technology, but you give us the humans for experiment. And the president said, okay. So they shook hand and they said, there you go. I don't know what the alien were speaking, but that's what it was brought about.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it. Let's change the subject. Allegedly. Let's change the subject.
Allegedly.
Oh, excuse my language. It's so hot, you guys. Y'all don't understand.
Yeah, I finished my drink. You see how hot it was?
Yeah, yours was like hot.
That was good though.
Can you guys hear this one? ASMR. How do you say it?
What?
AS.
ASMR.
I always say ASMRs, like ASMRs. It sounds like it. ASMRs. Marshmallow.
Wow.
But it's hot.
I know, we need a pool. Somewhere to swim at.
For us. Well, I the fact that I got this big old house, I'm surprised I don't have a pool. I'm surprised there's not a pool built back there.
We should make one.
But anyways, so did you hear the thing about how China made a sun, an artificial sun,
No.
and they basically already put it into the sky
Really?
in China? Yeah, because they're blocking the real sun to put it to China. Well, there was this article that I read about that the sun was, when they put the sun up, the sunflower turned its back on them.
Sunflowers?
Yeah, you know the sunflower so sunflowers are supposed to, when the sun's there, obviously they're growing, right? So if the sun was rising up like this, the sunflower usually faces the sun because they want to get all the energy and vitamin from it, right? Well, when in China, when the artificial sun in China came up, the sunflower, all of them turned and went this way. They were facing away from the sun because it wasn't real.
From the fake sun.
Yeah, so if you think about it, what if our sun's not real? Because everybody's been showing these videos of two suns. Last week we were celebrating summer solstice, right? Remember how you guys came over and we had a barbecue? Well, I was out there sunbathing and I was like, what the heck? Like, the sun didn't burn my eyes. Yeah, I'm scared.
Oh, wow.
But yeah.
I feel like they're creating anything new.
Huh?
I feel like they're creating anything new to like change the atmosphere.
They have. I feel like they have changed it to the atmosphere. And it just makes no sense, again, because they don't think we notice. Do you guys notice everything that's been changing? Like, they really think they can come up with these things and we don't notice. Again, allegedly. We're just going to say that allegedly. Just like how time's moving so fast. Have you noticed? We're already in what, June?
June.
I started my podcast and YouTube channel in November. We're already in June.
That was fast.
That was fast.
Very fast.
Very fast. And because of Cern. Because I think they fired up Cern during the eclipse. During the eclipse! They fired it up during the eclipse. Maybe that's why time's moving so fast. If you guys don't know what Cern is when they're trying to collide this massive energy and to create that Big Bang Theory. And that's what they're trying to do to start all over. But in the eclipse, they were trying to use that energy to find this God's particle. So they can use it to control time or control God's particle in that moment. To use it to benefit themselves. To create this portal or open this portal.
Wow.
They fired the CERN during the eclipse, and then, what was it, April 8th? The same day. Yeah, April 8th. And it's crazy because, to say off topic, someone threw in an explosive device at the Satanic Temple of Satan at Salem, Massachusetts. And he wrote a 6-page essay saying he did it for God. And in the same day, they fired up CERN. To find God's particle. So they can use it to manipulate during our time for whatever reason they were doing it for.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm kind of scared. I feel like everything's happening so fast. Again, people want the world to end so bad, but when the world ends, what do you think is really going to happen? What do you think is really going to happen?
It's all over again, I guess.
Start all over again. Do you guys want to start all over again? So they said the world ended in 2012. That's why everything was different. Like, we technically are in a matrix, supposedly. And then, get this, in 2000 and what was it, 19 or 20? 2020 when COVID happened. What year was it?
2020.
That it was technically a
21.
reset because we started over. So COVID was meant to happen because they wanted to reset the time because of us passing away, or us when we died in 2012. And when 2020 came, it was the year of vision, like eye opener. So they wanted to reset us so we can start all over again in a different time zone.
Boop.
Like we jump in a space,
Yeah, I
a
know.
time space,
Time space.
a continuum. Yeah. So it just, again, I don't want to relive this life all over. I don't know about you guys, but I've been going through all these BS. In we all go through some kind of tribulation and drama with family, friends, and all that, and just growing up, living day by day. I don't want to restart it. Not saying I don't mind, but if you can go back in the past to rechange your life, then maybe. But for us to restart all over and deal with the same old anxiety and BS, I can't.
Same.
Now, if you can go back in time to change anything in your life, what would you do?
I will change stuff for my life.
Like, well, do you want to tell them or no?
Well, if I have this, let's say if I have what I know now, let's hit the lotteries. Right?
You're right. I ain't mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would you guys do if you got a chance to go back in time and change your life for the better or for the worse? Drop down a comment because we would love to read about it. And if you don't mind, we will want to read it next time on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, if I had to go back in time, I think I wouldn't change anything because it made me, it made me a better person from what I went through. And obviously, I'm not going to talk about it, but everything that I went through, from the good and the bad, it made me who I am today. A better person, someone who understands others, sympathy, someone who are very open-minded to different genders, different race, different cultures. And for that, I'm so grateful that I've learned through my experiences. It made me who I am today. And you guys don't know me, but everybody, him and my friends do. I have no mean bone in my body. Back then I used to be like the biggest bitch. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying I was a bad person, but I made bad decisions, and but now I'm grown. It just, again, I wouldn't change my life for anything. You just never know. Like the butterfly effect, you just never know. What if that moment in time you try to go change it and then you became an evil person in the future?
Makes sense.
And I wouldn't want to lose all my friends and family that I reconnected with. Just saying. We're not going to get deep.
You want to go, people.
Huh?
Not me, I'll be like, I will change this, change that, I will change this.
Yeah, hold on. Here's a list. Boy, it is getting late. But I do have to end this podcast. Do you have anything to tell the viewer and all the listeners? Anything that we learned today, or any advices?
But mind, stay cool out there in this heat.
Stay hydrated.
Hydrated, please.
And then for me, I just have to say, if you want to change your life for the better and try to go to the past, you don't do it. It's never too late to restart your life now, to begin something new and prosper. Stay positive. Stay hydrated, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, don't forget to like this podcast, and I'll see you next week on a WitchDarkTales podcast. Bless you.
Bye.
Bye.